Hey guys, welcome back to Ancestral Healing. Thank you for joining me. Today we're going to be talking about something that I call a recipe for disaster. Although I've healed myself through a carnivore diet, I grew my hair back, which was thinning and falling out all over the place, reduced inflammation severely. I still find myself thinking back to my high school years when I was in my, uh, you know, early 20s, thinking about where did I go wrong? What did I do to cause these symptoms upon myself? And recently, I've been diving into some research on some stuff, and I wanted to share with you guys because I feel like this is kind of what started everything for me. So something I may have mentioned briefly in my other videos is that I started to take birth control pills when I was 13 years old, all the way until I was about 20. So now before I lose all of the male followers, I just want to let you guys know, all you males out there, this might be a useful video. Maybe you have daughters, maybe you have nieces, maybe you have cousins that are females. Keep watching. It's good for you guys to know this stuff too. You just may know someone who may benefit from this information. So, birth control was recommended to me when I was 13 years old by a nurse at a free healthcare clinic that I used to go to. She recommended it to me. I can't really tell you why. I can't remember why. That's pretty silly, but I got right on it right away. I remember thinking, okay, I can regulate my period, I can reduce symptoms of menstruation, and I can prevent pregnancy. Guys, I was 13 years old. I just got my period a year ago. I don't even think my period was irregular. So these were all just I just kind of agreed to do it because a healthcare professional told me to, and I trusted them. Not once did she tell me what the negative side effects were. And there are many, lots of them, and they're pretty serious. But for this video, I'm just going to focus on one of the side effects because I think it's relevant to this channel, to living in an ancestral way of life. We talk a lot about eating all of the important nutrients and getting all those nutrients in. So I think it's important for me to mention that one of the negative side effects of birth control is that it depletes us of some of the most important nutrients that we need to live a life full of vitality. So how this works is essentially birth control adds synthetic hormones into our body. This makes our liver work extra hard to detox all of these synthetic hormones. And because the liver is working extra hard, it needs more nutrients to do its job. So we're getting depleted of some of the most important nutrients. The pill also causes some pretty serious gut issues, which prevents us from absorbing nutrients. So I'm going to list some of the nutrients that the birth control pill depletes us of, and they are magnesium, and we need magnesium for more than 300 bodily processes, including nerve and muscle function, DNA function. I think back to my early teens, and I suffered from so much physical pain. So maybe I was severely depleted in magnesium. Another one is folate, important for red blood cell production. We have selenium, which helps your body metabolize your thyroid hormones, which help regulate your metabolism, your digestive function, and your mood. And then we've got zinc, helps build a strong immune system, wound healing, and a strong metabolism. We've got vitamin B6, which is very important for regulating sleep, mood, as a pain response, libido, and your blood glucose regulation. And then another vitamin that is depleted is vitamin B12, which is there to support our nervous system and to produce DNA, produce energy, and it acts as a stress response. So those are just some of the nutrients that I mentioned. There are more that birth control depletes, but I thought that these were extremely relevant. If you are anything like me and you are on birth control or were on birth control, and looking back, you can see how your health kind of started to deteriorate, I bet you that you could trace most, if not all, of your symptoms to a nutrient deficiency. As women, our thyroid and adrenals need these vital nutrients in order to function properly. Birth control is a recipe for disaster, in my opinion. It depends from person to person when you're going to start experiencing the negative symptoms of birth control. But I have a lot of friends who are still on it, and I can visibly see the symptoms, and it makes me sad because I don't think that we should be on it. I think there are other ways to reduce menstruation symptoms and to prevent pregnancy, natural, ancestral ways. These ways that will not mess you up in any way. They're actually going to fix the issue instead of slap a band-aid on it. It's really interesting. I'll just share one last thing with you guys. The reason why I got off birth control was because I started to experience acute migraines, which is kind of like, it always starts out with this squiggly thing in my eye, and I lose my vision. I'm throwing up for like 5 hours. I have an excruciating headache. So I got a few of these when I was in university, in my early 20s. I think I got about 4 of them in 2 years, and they're completely debilitating. So I went to see a specialist. I believe she was like a, I don't know, like a neurologist or something. And immediately she asked me if I was on birth control and told me to get off of it. So I went back to the nurse and I asked her why. And she told me, yeah, you have to get off of it immediately. People with acute migraines are at a higher risk for a stroke. And that was the first time ever that I heard anything negative related to birth control. And I immediately stopped. So I'm super grateful. But here I am about 10 years later and just going into the rabbit hole of birth control, and I'm finding out so many things, you guys. If you are interested in finding out more about the negative effects of birth control, I would love to talk about this. I know that I have a lot of subscribers that are men and women as well, but I just want, I want everyone to enjoy my videos. But if there are a lot of you who are interested, please comment below. I would love to talk more about the other negative effects and how to heal once you've come off birth control. So you guys let me know, is this something that you're interested in finding out more about? Drop a comment below, and I'm gonna wrap it up. Thanks guys for watching. If you haven't checked out my ebook, I will post a description below. It's called A Guide to Ancestral Healing. I think you're gonna really enjoy it. Anyways, you guys, I wish you a wonderful weekend. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next week. Take care.